we're not yet there, but we will get there soon. That's what he said on Twitter. That's his interpretation of what the president said. Let me start with you, Kiaribuka. What's your thought? How well have we done in 55 years?
Well, we have had a lot of missed opportunities. I think the president's speech, you know, to put it in the context of visionary leadership, you would always say that you still have a lot to achieve. One must be hopeful of what is to come rather than what had happened. Of course, lessons in history is always about where did we make the mistakes, and then you base that, correct it, and move forward. I think the hope that we have as a nation is the fact that throughout the crisis and near misses that we have encountered, we still have Nigeria that is looking forward. And the culmination of it is the recent elections. And that will put any doubting Thomases off the track of saying that we are at the precipice, right? Mm-hmm. You have to have a fundamental thing. And I think democracy has been enshrined. And show me a country that has that kind of outlook, and I will show you a future that is bright.
Okay,
of course,
so
there has got to be a lot of things.
If you are going to score Nigeria today, what would you say we have scored in the last 55 years? Because if you don't have a score, it means we can't really honestly assess ourselves.
When you have missed opportunities, you are not going to be an A or a B. Certainly. Missed opportunities means that there were spots in our history that could have actually propelled us towards nirvana, but we have missed those, and that to me is where we should be focusing on. And so in terms of grading, we are probably below average.
So we're about 40, 45?
40-ish, 50-ish percentile.
Below average. Okay. Mr. Adoko, tell me, what's your thought? How well have we done?
Yeah, let me just start by saying that you misintroduced me. I'm not a political scientist.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Communication professional.
Communication professional. My apologies. Yes.
It's okay.
I'm just giving you a new designation.
It's okay. Yes, I tend to agree with him up to a large extent that we have missed opportunities. There are expectations we should have, realized. We haven't realized those expectations up to this point. 55 years, and we are still a toddler. We have even been described by various epithets: failed state, a state in crisis, a state in a flux, and all that. And I believe that we should look at the past before we can define our present and project into the future, because our past inhabits us and defines our present, and then gives us an idea of the future. As a country, we still are not a nation. We haven't attained nationhood. 55 years after flag independence, we are not even sure if we are economically independent or truly independent. Okay. Now, the president made a statement or a speech today, very inspiring speech, if you ask me, 12 minutes, and I could summarize it in 6 highlights. But the one he picked as the greatest is the fact that we are still living together as a country. We have fought a civil war, and we are still together. It's very, very important to note that, because you have to be together to even move forward, to even plan, to even design strategies on how to move forward. But I say something when I talk to people. Today we have 2 economic blocks emerging from developing nations. One is the BRICS. The other is the Mint. We missed the BRICS because we were wasting time. And South Africa got adopted. And how did South Africa make it? There was a trip made by the president of South Africa, Zuma, when he took over office. And he went to China, from China to Brazil, from Brazil to India, from India to the other country, Russia. China, Russia. drumming up support for his economy and country. And South Africa got adopted. It used to be BRIC. Now it's BRICS, including South Africa. Now, when you look at the Mint, Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Turkey, if you compare these countries, at what level do you really find Nigeria? I used to also think that Nigeria was admiring two countries because our legacy monument, the National Theatre at Igom, was patterned after Hungary. The Hungarians came to build it for us. Then our capital city, Abuja, is patterned after Brasilia, the capital of Brazil. So let me take it that we were admiring these two nations. But are we close to them today? Is a question to ask. So we haven't really done well.
So what would you score Nigeria?
30%.
30%, that's a pure fail. That means as a nation we are failed, yes, but we're not a failed state.
Not close to a failed state.
Close to it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, let's start from there then. Let me ask you, one of the things I discussed with the panelists, have we got Dobra? Okay, so we have Dobra, who's a reporter in Bayelsa from the south of Nigeria. Good evening, Dobra. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to you, sir.
Okay, very quickly then, take us through what has happened today in Yenagoa and the entire state called Bayelsa.
Okay, today, from the government angle in Bayelsa State, nothing much happened as the usual march past and all that didn't take place. But something very interesting happened in Yenagoa, the capital city. One of the mega churches in Bayelsa State organized what they call a prayer walk. Now what that entails is the members of the church are divided into groups to represent all the states in the nation Nigeria. They are dressed in their traditional attires and they move down the streets of Yenagoa distributing devotionals, the needy, and praying while they are doing that. So that added color to the day in Bayelsa. It was a very, very interesting thing to watch.
Okay, was there a speech by the governor of the state today? Anything he said to let the people know we're 55 years and this is what the projection should be for the future, or this is what is being achieved so far in the state?
Okay, that's right now because he's having a dinner at the state banquet hall. But in the morning, no speech as such took place because students were expecting speech, so they went to the government house to see students and all that, got ready for their usual march past. They went to government house, but they were stopped as no program was organized for that. But this evening, right about now, they are having a dinner to celebrate Bayelsa at 19 and Nigeria at 55.
Okay, so apart from that, if you have to look back the last few days, I guess there were elections as well, primary for APC, primary for PDM, and so on and so forth. Those politicians, are they coming together to mark today in any way?
Okay, politicians coming together, what it has to do with politicians from the different political parties coming together, no, that's not happening in Bayelsa right now because each party got their candidates, their flag bearers, so everybody's trying to put their house in order for the upcoming governorship elections on the 5th of December. Right now, I think because of the upcoming governorship elections in Bayelsa State, that's why not much is being said about the Independence Day, which was only celebrated by the church and added color to the day. Because I think everybody's coming together. Parties now have the flag bearer. At least we know that for PDM, we know that for the APC and the PDP. So they're all coming together, trying to organize their campaign strategies and all to win the hearts of Bayelsa for the upcoming election.
Well,
so for the Independence Day, no, nothing of politicians coming together. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, Oyindabra, you covered all of these events. We know from what we got from you that PDM's Moses Siasia, it was a peaceful election, and the PDP's candidate, and that is His Excellency the current governor, Seriake Dixon. Yes. And then with the APC, how did it go? I guess the second time around they got it right.
It would be safe to say they got it right exactly because what happened yesterday was before the commencement of the accreditation